Good morning, Elnara, or probably it is good afternoon for you.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. here, and good afternoon and good morning to you, Leila.
And it's 8 a.m. here in New Jersey. So, Elnara, you work as regional human resources lead for International Finance Corporation. Before that, you worked for BP, where we met, and your career actually was international. You had a chance to live and work in different countries. I know you lived in Vienna, then it was Istanbul, Moscow. I don't remember exactly the order, but you worked in different places. And you had successful career path. And then recently, I saw your post on Facebook where you are sharing news that you are planning to retire. And what really attracted me, and I read your post twice, is how positively and enthusiastically you are talking about the retirement. And this is why I wanted to talk to you today, because so many people look at retirement as something negative. And so, but before that, can you please introduce yourself and share some highlights from your career journey?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Leila. And first of all, thank you for inviting me. It's a really great pleasure to be at your channel and talk to your followers and to the people who are watching us. I would like just to greet them as well. And you're right. So I have quite exciting career. I am still employed by IFC, which stands for International Finance Corporation, which is part of the big corporation World Bank Group. And I started, if I go back, when I started to work, it was like I was 17 years old. I was very young at that time. And if you remember, at that time, we still had this вечерний fakultet. It was like evening departments when you can work and study, meaning like during the day I worked, and in the evenings I attended the classes. I continued my study. So yeah, like I am 57 now, so you can imagine like 40 years of
So
work.
you started early and you want to finish a little bit early.
It's like, yeah, it's not just the only reason, but indeed, I worked a lot. And I have to say, the biggest break in my career, in my work, was 1 year when my daughter was born. I just went on maternity, and it was for 1 year at that time. With my son, it was much shorter. It was just 4 months at that time. Yeah, but my career actually started in HR later. At first, I started as working on administrative positions, then as translator. Then I think it was 2000 when I shifted to HR, and this was in oil company. Then I worked in a number of different oil companies, oil and gas companies. My last employment in Azerbaijan was in BP, where we met each other. And in 2011, I moved out of Azerbaijan to pursue my international career. I have to say, I have been working in IFC for 15 years. It was a very exciting career, and I would say professionally, I developed a lot. But if you ask me to sum up it in one word, I would say I will call it movement, because my 15 years were full of moves from one country to another. Then, of course, I changed roles, not drastically, but still like moving between different streams in HR. But it has always been about connecting people, developing talents, then, of course, supporting staff and management with different HR programs. And now, I think it started probably a year ago when I realized that I want to do something different in my life. I want to probably like I would say redirect my energy in some other areas. So, and then, yeah, I call it like, how we say it, like expression of interest moment when I start thinking about retirement, basically.
Yeah, this is very interesting. And actually, when I said that you started early and you are finishing early, I knew that this is not it, that you are up for something interesting. Again, going back to your post and why I was so much impressed by it, because so many people are scared of retirement. Yeah. And they see this as something like, I will be bored, it's boring, and it's associated with being old. Yeah. But I really liked how retirement was described by Serena Williams when she was quitting tennis. And in her interview, she said that I'm not retiring, I'm just evolving towards something different, which is more important at this stage of my life. So I want to ask you, what are you evolving toward?
Yeah, I totally agree with this. For me, it's also not about stopping. For me, as I said, it is about redirecting my energy and my interest to the areas where I can do something which will give me joy and meaning. It doesn't mean that in my current job I'm not doing the meaningful things. The mission of the World Bank Group is really like very inspiring. However, I think it is the time when you have to pause and think about like how many years of like how many of the years when you are full of energy,
Productive years. Yeah.
productive years. Yeah, that's true. Productive years you have, right? So, and then you start like thinking, what are the little things that brings joy to you, and whether you want to spend more time on this and spend maybe more time with your family or on the things that really inspiring you, bringing, as I said, a lot of joy. So that's where I started like thinking about the retirement and early retirement, because even in our corporation, like the normal retirement age is 62, and I am retiring at 57 now. I asked my management for early retirement, and I'm very grateful that they approved it. It's really very exceptional decisions, but I appreciate that I was heard actually. And it was not, of course, the immediate decision, but after several considerations, they supported me in this request. Yeah, so for me, it's, as I said, it's not about stopping. It's like start doing the things which you will enjoy more, considering that the number of productive years, of course, this period is shortening with every day. I would say I start even counting the days. You see, I installed some application on my phone, which shows me, for example, if I gonna live, inshallah, like another 40 years, like it starts showing me this every day that I am like losing one day. I need
One day
to,
closer.
yeah, I need to put more meaning into this day. I need to fill it up with something more meaningful for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you see your day when you will retire? And what will be your ideal day? So how it will start? Will you still work? What kind of work it will be? So how you visualize one ideal day from your life after corporate world?
Okay, so inshallah, I can like follow my dream and have the days that I really visioning. But my perfect day, Leila, and it's even now, like it starts with the some. I am early bird, So I started with some early walks. I live in the neighborhood in Istanbul, which is very green, and just across the street we have very nice park. So I try to go out if the weather is nice. If not, at least I go to my balcony. I actually big fan of like greens and
Yeah.
growing the plants. So I go there
This is your
and
passion. Yeah. So
yeah,
I
this is
remember
my
that.
passion. Yeah, this is my passion. And with a cup of coffee, I try to get to the fresh air, just like maybe reflecting on the day ahead of me. Sometimes I do journaling, and actually, on journaling, I do it in a very maybe not traditional way, journaling. So actually, I forgot to mention that, of course, I have two kids which are like not, they are not living with us anymore. I'm just living with my husband. But I also have a grandson. I became a grandma recently.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And the journaling I'm doing in the way of writing letters to my grandson. So I
Wow.
created the email account in his name.
Oh,
And at least once in a week, I'm trying just to reflect on my week, and write something meaningful, interesting that he will be reading when he grow up to the age I plan to give him access at the age of 18. I thought a bit earlier when he starts like reading, but then you know how the teenagers could be skeptical on things or like criticizing. I said no, let him grow to the age of 18 when he really consciously will be reading this. So yeah, I will ideally plan to like do the journaling, and I hope that when I retire, I will have more time to do it
yeah.
regularly.
Oh, and one day probably you will publish this as a book. Why not?
Yeah,
I'm sure
maybe
that will be so interesting.
if my life would be so interesting. That's why I am like also motivated to keep my life active socially, mentally, so that I can put a lot interesting things in this journal. And of course, okay, this is the morning, and usually I do my yoga exercises. Of course, I will continue with some healthy eating and activity habits. Midday, I think I will still continue. You asked me whether I will continue working or not. I don't think I will continue like in a corporate life, but I will definitely dedicate some time to my dream, which was like opening the flower shop.
Oh,
Yeah, I am like my dream is to open some cozy coffee and flower shop. And I am reading a lot. I am watching some podcasts about this industry. Yeah, I think I will either like immediately I will start it or with the time, but definitely I will dedicate some time at retirement to this, either as a project or maybe full time coffee shop. So we'll see.
I really love that. So you will be bringing your passion and work together.
Exactly, exactly. That's the plan. And evenings, I believe I need some time for family. Of course, my family, as I mentioned, my kids, they are living in Europe. We typically have the like online, connecting online, talking to each other. And of course, I enjoy cooking. I will like cook. I plan to also try to start dancing, like attending dancing classes.
mhm.
I enjoy doing some art, handcrafting. So I will spend some time like towards the evening doing the things quiet, probably like not so big and exciting, but quiet, giving me the peace and calmness before I go to the bed. Yeah, that's like kind of the plan, but we'll see.
Well, this sounds amazing. And we will definitely follow you to see how all this evolves, how it works for you. And it would be great to see, like where you are in a year after retirement. And I think this is really inspirational for people who are planning retirement, but they are not sure, like whether this is a good thing or not. And actually, it's amazing to have more time for the things which you always wanted to do but never had time for. Elnara, when you decided, when you made this decision to quit your corporate job, what was the reaction of your family, friends? Because when I was leaving from BP and when I shared that, my family knew and they were very supportive. But when I shared with the friends and colleagues, they actually some of them started to try to talk me out of that and saying that, are you crazy? Why you are leaving? So what was the reaction of your support group?
Yeah. Look, yeah, it was also like different, right? Some of the colleagues who knew that I am preparing myself to this transition, they actually supported me so much. So I have a lot of colleagues who turned now to friends, right? So we're friends and we're sharing with each other a lot of things outside of the work. And they supported a lot of colleagues, congratulated a lot of colleagues, admired that I was so like courageous and brave to do this. And of course, they start also rethinking this retirement, like how to say, retirement perspective, right? So how it should be, as you said, for many people, it's like, okay, it's boring. It's about the being becoming the old person and not having much activity. So yeah, I would say I got a lot of support, but of course there were some people who told me, "Oh, are you crazy? What you gonna do? Like you are still young, you are still energized. Why you are like going to on a retirement? It's not for you." For family, I would say they also supported me. I'm very grateful. Like my husband, of course, he has been always supporting me with all
Very
these like
important.
crazy moves and assignments that we moved together. My children, they also were very happy that finally I made like this decision and I will pursue my dream about the coffee and flower shop. I would say a huge support came from my son, who was. We discussed a lot with him this, and in the context of his thesis batch, he graduated from bachelor and he worked on his thesis, and he is he graduates in the from the art school, but his thesis was also linked to some philosophical like to philosophy, right? So philosophical points. And he wrote his thesis about the time and the value of the time. And it actually triggered my decision because the time indeed is something that you can never buy, even if you are super wealthy and rich. Buying time, it's impossible, right? So, and the more you value this time, the more precious the time for you, the more like meaningful you are doing this. It is you are gaining a lot. It's you becoming rich without getting like money or being financially uh, getting some financial rewards for this. That's why I think I received so I got all the support from all my family members, and that's and of course like my children, they wanted to spend more time like having FaceTime with me, not just online but FaceTime. So it means a lot of opportunity for me now to travel to them, to see my grandson, to see his first steps, to hear his first words. And last but not least, and most important for me, my elderly parents who are in Baku. I feel that I owe them this time. I need to give them back the time that probably I didn't spend enough time with them, staying in Baku with them. Yeah. So, and
So
when
true.
I shared this with them, they were super happy. My mom, who is like who used to stay more at home and not going out, she told me, now I will go out with you. So when you come, I will go out. We will go to the parks. I will enjoy time. So, and this is the most important part for me, I would say.
Well, this sounds really amazing. And, as for your son's thesis. This is very interesting. I would love to talk to your son. So probably my next interview will be with your son. Yeah, and you know what's surprising? I mean, what is really interesting is that usually you think about the value of time. You start appreciating time when you are older, but he's thinking about this now being so young. Yeah. Well, Elnara, I really would like to thank you for this. I think it's very important and useful to hear from people like you how they consider, how they look forward for retirement. Because again, there are so many people I know who they want to leave their full-time job and they want to do different things for themselves, for family, to spend more time with family, but they have fears and doubts, and that's normal. Yeah, but getting these messages, hearing these messages, maybe encourage may encourage other people to do the right things for them. And thank you so much. And as I said, we will definitely follow you and see how successful is your flower coffee shop. All the best to you.
I would love to invite you to the opening of this shop. So thank you very much, Leila. It was really very, very insightful interview. Thank you.